Hello guys and welcome to this tutorial for Jitter video. If you ever tried to learn Adobe After Effects to make a simple app animation or a cool social media graphic, you know it can feel like trying to fly a spaceship just to get to the grocery store. It is very complex. So welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a complete beginner's guide to Jitter, especially looking at the 2026 version. Jitter is widely known as the Figma for motion design. It's gonna live right in your browser, it is insanely fast and lets you create professional animations, loaded files, and videos without dealing with the complex keyframes. And with the massive updates that they drop into early 26, like displacement shaders and custom text effects, it is more powerful than ever. So I'm gonna show you exactly how you can use it step by step. So guys, when you log in Jitter, you're gonna see this dashboard. If you're in a rush, you can start with one of their hundreds of free templates, okay? By clicking on templates on here, alright? But if you really want to learn this, it's just best to start like creating a new file. So if you know how to use Figma, Sketch, or Canva, you already know how to use Jitter. Alright, but yeah, let's go for it. You can also, by the way, import something from Figma directly, straight away. Alright, so on the left, as you can see in here, we're gonna have our layers. And on the right, you're gonna have your design and animation properties. And at the bottom, you're gonna have like your timeline, okay? So yeah, Jitter now is going to feature like an infinite canvas, meaning that you can lay out multiple scenes side by side, just like an artboard, okay? Like I mentioned before, one of the biggest superpower in Jitter is the fact that you can import something from Figma. So you can just like, go before and you can just check it. But yeah, every single save, text box, and vector path is going to preserve into an editable layer. No flattened image, just magic. Okay, so the first thing that you can do in here is you can add like a rectangle layer. Okay, this is gonna be like our, login button. Okay, so I'm gonna stretch it a little bit, just like this, and I'm gonna put it right in the center. Okay, I'm gonna use my guides to kind of help me out a little bit. And because this is a login button, I'm also gonna use some text, and as you can see, automatically it's gonna put it just above it, like in that center, and I'm gonna say login. Okay. Now, the very first thing we need to do is we need to change this ugly font for the login. So I'm just gonna click on my text layer. I'm gonna go to the sign and I'm gonna choose my font, okay? So as you can see, I can change it. I'm gonna choose something like, I don't know, like a Mati maybe, or like a Mansalva, or something else. You can also make it like bold or something like that, and you can also change the size, okay? Yeah, now, similarly, I'm just gonna go to my rectangle and, instead of, making it like super rectangles like this, you can add a little bit of corner by clicking in here. So I'm just gonna do like 5. And as you can see, that's gonna make it a little bit more round. Okay, so that's perfect. Now, similarly, you can select the color and you can change it. So I'm just gonna change it to something like this, a little bit red. Okay, like login. I'm also gonna add like a little bit of a stroke and I'm gonna make sure that it's like black. Okay, and yeah, perfect. And guys, of course, you can add like a shadow and things like that. Okay, so this is actually so great. You can reduce the blur, but yeah, this is beautiful already. Now that this is looking pretty, we need to make this design move. And for this, because I have 2 layers, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to group them in a single layer. So I'm gonna just click on group, and that's gonna be like my button, okay? And you can even rename it if you want to. I can just say button, like a login button, and yes. So for these, we need to go, with our animate tab, basically. And we need to click on new animation. So instead of manually setting start and end keyframes like in traditional video editors, this is gonna use the actions, okay? So you can choose like an in animation and, scale and fade, like multiple things really. So look, for example, I'm gonna do some kind of like scale, okay, like growing. That's perfect. And as you can see in our timeline, this is gonna, this is when it's gonna start the animation, right? So what you can do is you can drag it around. Let's say that you want to start from the very beginning, so you can drag it to the beginning of the timeline, or somewhere else. And by dragging these two handles, you can kind of make sure that it's going to go over a larger period. Okay, so the duration is going to increase basically. I'm going to do it like this. Boom. That looks perfect. And if you press and play, it's going to play it out for you on your keyboard by pressing this button. So yeah. You can also select like the kind of easy in, and if you want to add some fade maybe, that's perfect. Okay. For example, I'm just going to add some elastic easy in instead of like the, easy in, and that's going to look like this, a little bit of bounce. All right. Not only that, but you can use more animation, guys. Like you cannot just do one, you can do multiple. So you can do like, for example, like I don't know, like a blur, kind of like this, and you can synchronize it with the other one by pressing C on your keyboard. Okay, and that's gonna make it like so, a little bit better looking maybe. Now what I did is I added some rectangle to use it as a background. Okay, and I put it just below my button. Okay, as you can see in here, I put it just below it. Now in 2026, Jitter introduced some, pro level features like the displacement setters. Okay, so we can click on animate, and instead of, in and out, we can go to custom, and we can go to displacement. Okay, and that's gonna create this sort of like ripples around. And of course, you can increase or you can change the direction of like the ripples and the amplitude and things like that. So that's great. Now let's focus on the text, for example, instead of this button. I'm just going to go to inside my button. I'm going to click on the text layer alone, and I'm going to go to new animation. And then you can just come to basically the custom ones. Or you can just come to the in and out. And they have this animate, letter by letter that is going to allow you to build like kinetic typography. So if you, for example, like click in here or in here, let's do this one here, as you can see, and I'm gonna time it with the animation for the group, and that's gonna look like that. Okay, so as you can see, pretty good already. Alright, once your animation is looking beautiful, it's time to ship it. So you can just click on export in here, and this is where Jitter proves that it's an industry favorite. You can export it as an MP4, okay, as a GIF, as things like that. Not only that, but you can import it or export it at multiple speeds. And one of my personal favorites is the Lodi. Lodi exports lightweight code instead of video files, making it perfect for web and app developers who want crystal clear motion without slowing down page load speeds. Okay, so this is actually great. And guys, remember you can use this on like the free plan. It's gonna give you access to the editor, but your exports are limited to 720, and they're gonna have like a small watermark. Okay, so yeah, if you need like to not the watermark, you're gonna have to basically pay a little bit, like $20 or 18 or 12, depending on your billing cycle, basically. But it's actually so good. So guys, that's pretty much it, and thank you so much. Remember, you can try this for free. It's not going to replace Adobe After Effects because it's not as complex, but it's going to do a lot of things that, easy and good enough for you. So, thank you so much, and that's pretty much it.